Tonight, playoff fever sweeps the capital.
We were thinking of watching at home, but it's just the atmosphere here is just so much more fun. It feels like almost like being in the game.
Yeah, big time.
The Sens march into the eye of the storm, taking on the Hurricanes in Carolina. Preparing for the worst and hoping for the best.
There's no use. There's no use putting bags around the... You're in the swimming pool where we are.
People in parts of Eastern Ontario and Quebec brace for potential flooding as water levels rise. And the seemingly never-ending roller coaster of fluctuating gas prices.
Obliged to do it, even though the prices are higher and higher every day.
As stations switch to a summer blend of gas, another jump at the pump is frustrating drivers, but some relief is expected. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Playoff fever has taken over the capital as the Ottawa Senators are in the eye of the storm this afternoon, taking on the Carolina Hurricanes in round one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the captains got things going early.
And right off the draw, Brady Tkachuk is going to drop the gloves with Jordan Staal. They want to set the tone early, and they do.
Brady Tkachuk and Jordan Staal dropping the gloves just seconds after puck drop, getting the stage set for what would be a high-intensity game. And later on in this affair...
Here's Stutz, the backdoor pass in front. Anderson the save. I think the puck went in the net. They score. Anderson cut it behind the goal line.
The Sens thought they tied the game in the third period. The celebration was on, but then this one was called back. It turns out that puck did not cross the goal line, and the Sens failed to score in this game entirely. It was Carolina's Logan Stankoven and Taylor Hall with this goal. That was Carolina's second goal of the game. They take this one 2-0 on home ice. Game 2 is set for Monday. The first game to be played in Ottawa is scheduled on Thursday, but post-game for this one, fans are looking ahead to the next one, and they're trying to keep their spirits high along Sens Mile. That is where we find CTV's Josh Morano.
Yeah, Austin, trying to keep them high for sure. Maybe not the game everyone was anticipating or expecting, but nobody said it was going to be easy. We are here outside of Sir John A. Pub. 15 minutes ago, right when the game ended, it was packed. As you can see behind me right now, it is completely empty, clearing out quickly. And I don't know if that's because we are in the eye of the storm or the Sens just went through the eye of the storm. But so far, not looking good, down 1-0 in the series. But I was across the city today before puck drop even started, and Sens fever was on full display.
It's not the hustle and bustle of Sens Mile on game day. It might be louder. At the court at Barhaven Retirement Community, Olga Weatherden is leading the charge, making sure to cheer on her favorite team.
Being seniors, we can't really afford to go to a Senators game. We've tried, but we couldn't get there. So we bring it here. Dozens
of residents decked out in team gear to watch the Ottawa Senators in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
It's fascinating how many people actually have the Senator jerseys, so it wasn't too difficult to do. And if they don't have one, I usually make some logo or something and stick it on there.
We really enjoy it. We've been doing it since the start of the season.
Meanwhile, downtown, it's a different kind of buzz. Fans and TV screens littering the streets. Sens Mile is back, and according to David Tracolo, better than ever.
We were thinking of watching at home, but it's just the atmosphere here is just so much more fun. It feels like almost like being in the game.
Yeah, big time.
And for many, there's only one place to be for playoff hockey.
Last year was the first time we ever experienced the Sens Mile, and it was great. It was awesome, being down here with all these fellow Sens fans and cheering them on.
Others looking to get right in on the action, just steps away from home ice.
Seeing thousands of people out here, all wearing red and black, getting super fired up, it just seemed like a place we wanted to be. And just show love to the Sens.
The CIBC Red Zone opened once again for fans an hour before puck drop.
To have the opportunity to be outside as the weather gets a little better is really great. So it's just going to grow and grow as the playoffs keep going, and we hope it's a long, long playoff run.
But whether it's here or back in Barhaven, Weatherden says there's only one thing that matters, believing in the Sens to make a deep playoff push.
There's either a bad call or there's a goal. I'm telling you, they hear us all the way downstairs. We make this into our box seat in a red zone, if you wish.
So, of course, Senators losing 2-0 to the Carolina Hurricanes. And like I mentioned, Sens Mile was packed earlier today. And I'm back here with Patrick and David, who I spoke with earlier, actually, on Sens Mile before the game. You guys were in the thick of it, probably around 12 o'clock today, if I'm right. Yep.
We were here bright and early.
Getting here bright and early. Talk to me about the game. Obviously, maybe not how we wanted to start it, but just talk to me about how we're feeling right now after game one.
Not exactly how we wanted to start it. We built some momentum, I thought, when we killed the 5-on-3 penalties. But just overall, not enough in period 1 and 2. We brought it back a bit in period 3, but we're going to need to see more if we want to win the series.
Absolutely. I guess now, Patrick, talk to me a little bit about the atmosphere in here. You know, obviously, Sens Mile's always buzzing. Game one, getting off on the right, or hoping to get off on the right foot, but just talk to me about how the environment was down here.
Yeah, environment was crazy. And I mean, like, with the Zub injury, like, we need Zub back ASAP. The whole vibe in there was all heart, all in the whole time. It was electric. And game 2 on Sens kilometer, not mile, kilometer, is coming up ASAP on Monday. Game 2. Lots of heart. We're ready to go again. That's all it is.
And we're definitely going to be back here on Monday night for sure. Wonderful. So yeah, game 2 Monday night in Carolina, but we will be here on Sens Mile taking in all the action. Austin, back to you.
Happy birthday, Dad. Oh.
The birthday shout out. He got it in there. Right on.
There you go. He had to get it in. He had to get it in.
Yeah, Josh, thanks for this. CTV's Josh Morano reporting live for us tonight. Well, a flood warning remains in effect tonight for parts of Eastern Ontario and Quebec. Water continues to rise, with many rushing to prepare in efforts to prevent damage to their properties. CTV's Natalie Van Roy is live in studio with the latest on this. Natalie.
Austin, that water now starting to seep into some streets, and the city of Gatineau says it's noted that levels are rising up to 14 centimetres along the Ottawa River and up to 8 centimetres on the Gatineau River. Residents drive through flooded streets in Gatineau, Quebec Saturday as the water rises along the river.
We'll never know, so just hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Concerned that this water will soon reach nearby properties. The clock is ticking to build sandbag walls.
I estimate about 3,000 or 4,000 on the street, on the 4th Street, yeah. Because I'm doing for everyone.
Joel Bigara is helping his neighbors and building one large wall to prevent the flood from spreading to homes.
It's easier to do one big wall than couples a small one.
The city of Gatineau says nearly 120 buildings could be affected by flooding this weekend as levels on the Ottawa and Gatineau River surge. A flood watch is also in effect for the Ottawa River from Arnprior to Hawkesbury. The city of Gatineau says the public should avoid traveling in high-risk areas unless absolutely necessary. The city of Ottawa also providing sandbags for those in need at 15 locations. Pickup spots also available in Quebec.
We're around about 70 to 80 pallets today is going. So now I have this vehicle's coming with about 20 pallets on it to unload.
A truck filled to the brim to help those at risk.
We're in the worst zone of the flooding. All we do is put sandbags around the basement window so they don't crash in. That's it. The rest, we have big pumps to try to level the water so it doesn't come up to the first floor.
As the spring thaw continues and with rain in the forecast, residents remain on high alert.
I'd say 12 bags per window. That's it. So just 24.
Just one trip is fine?
Yeah, that's it. There's no use. There's no use putting bags around you're in the swimming pool where we are.
And a lot of this is due to the rain. Environment Canada says the Ottawa area has seen more than 83 millimeters of rain so far this month. 62 millimeters of that rain fell in the last week. Austin.
Yeah, CTV's Natalie Van Roy reporting live for us tonight. Natalie, thank you very much for this. As Natalie alluded to, there obviously a lot of rain over the past couple of weeks here in our region, and a little bit more on the way as well as we take another look, or rather our first look at the weather forecast. Mainly sunny, but there are some showers in the forecast. We're expecting about 10 to 20 millimeters of rain overnight into tomorrow. Tonight's low 3 degrees here in Ottawa and along the Seaway, Trenton, Kingston, Brockville, all at 3 degrees there too. Gatineau expecting a low of 1 tonight. And again, I do mention the up to 20 millimeters of rain. That's what a lot of people will be keeping their eye on. Wind gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour in some parts of Eastern Ontario and here in Ottawa. Tomorrow's high 7 degrees, so well off today's high in the 20s. And that's all we're expecting for tomorrow. 7 degrees with, again, a chance of showers on and off depending on where you are in the city. 7 is the high in Gatineau tomorrow as well. The Ottawa Police Service says it issued dozens of tickets at a car meetup in the city's East End last night. Police say 75 bylaw and provincial tickets were handed out at the gathering on Train Yards Drive for a variety of offences. Several vehicles were also towed, and one person was arrested and charged with assault. Police in Ottawa have been stepping up enforcement at illegal car meetups in recent years. Posting on social media today, officers are taking a, quote, zero-tolerance approach to any illegal activity. A woman in her 20s was seriously injured after a single vehicle crash in Barrhaven this morning. It happened on Stranraer Drive near Longfields Drive at around 8:30 in the morning. Paramedics say the woman was transported to hospital in serious condition. She was the only one in the vehicle. The area was closed to traffic for roughly 3 hours, reopening shortly before noon. Well, after one day of the Strait of Hormuz reopening and allowing the world to take a sigh of relief, the key oil shipping corridor has once again closed. Iran says it's tightening its control over the narrow channel. CTV's Kamal Karamali has more on why the country has decided to backtrack.
Tankers in the Strait of Hormuz back to sitting idle, just one day after it was reopened. Satellite images now show ships being turned around, with Iranian forces even firing at a couple of tankers, according to maritime authorities. Iran says it has taken back strict control over the key oil shipping corridor, saying it holds the advantage and blaming the U.S. for blocking Iranian ports. The U.S. president said that will continue until a deal is reached to end the war.
We're talking to them. They wanted to close up the strait again, you know, as they've been doing for years, and they can't blackmail us. They got a little cute, as they have been doing for 47 years.
Iran says it's reviewing a new U.S. proposal delivered through Pakistani mediators.
This could even upend the fragile ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel. So right now, this is looking more and more like a powder keg.
Shaky ceasefire in southern Lebanon between Iran-backed Hezbollah and Israel has been holding since Friday, allowing tens of thousands of cautious Lebanese residents to return to their villages, only to find homes destroyed. And Iran's deputy foreign minister saying today that no date has been set yet for the next round of negotiations. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
And stay with CTV News for continuing coverage of the war in the Middle East. For updates on radio, tune in to News Talk 580 CFRA and CTV News channel at any hour. Well, drivers are waking up to more pain at the pumps today. Another notable jump in gas prices. Some seeing prices for fill-ups higher than $1.80 a litre in the Ottawa area. CTV's Kimberly Johnson joins us in studio after speaking with drivers today. So, Kimberly, what can we expect?
Austin, today's jump is just another yo-yo in prices that drivers have been facing. Analysts say that there is some reprieve on the way, but it's not going to last long, and drivers may still have a long road ahead. Filling up at 181 cents a litre has John Boker seeing relief where he can get it.
Initially, when I was driving up, I saw the sign 210. I thought that was the price of the regular gasoline, but it turned out to be diesel, so I was a little bit relieved, but as I was filling up with gas, I was just looking at the how fast the cost was going up.
Drivers like Boker facing a 9-cent jump in gasoline prices overnight, which analysts say is due to a mix of the annual switch to summer gasoline blends and a response to energy markets.
It was like a 3/4 of a tank, and it would typically cost me around just a little under 40. It's totally unnecessary.
Leaving some drivers on the hunt for the best price, but still weeks of high costs are a challenge.
It's just one of those things that you go on, you don't even want to look when you pay because, yeah, the total amount is very scary.
Just got this car recently and it's bigger than the old car I used to have, so it's really hitting me hard now.
But analysts say that if you can hold off gassing up at the pumps, you should, because relief is coming, at least temporarily.
Gas prices will drop an average of 18 cents a litre. That's a pretty significant drop.
Dan McTague says on Sunday, gas is expected to drop 7 cents a litre, and by Monday, another 11 cents, once the removal of the federal gas tax goes into effect. But it will creep back up, and McTague says that drivers should expect to pay higher prices overall for some time.
It will take a lot longer, perhaps well through summer, before we start to see major relief in oil getting back to the prices that they were just before the invasion, so about $65 to $68 a barrel.
This family already making changes.
We're going to go outside with friends. We know it's very far. We say, like, probably we can find a place, like, closer to our home so we can walk.
While others are dreaming of better days.
I do remember when it was below the dollar, so it's big changes.
As for why summer blends can lead to that jump in prices, McTagg says that it's because fuel is changed every April and September to summer and winter blends, and summer blends are more expensive to produce. Austin?
Yeah, it's definitely a painful time for anyone driving and filling up. Kimberly, thank you very much. CTV's Kimberly Johnson reporting live for us tonight. Well, the first ever Pickle Power Tournament in support of the Ottawa Cancer Foundation went ahead today at the Forge Pickleball Club.
We have 92 players here today, and there will be prizes for best costumes, and everyone has come up with these amazing names. Like, we have had so much fun, and that's what this is all about. This isn't about, you know, winning a game or losing a game. This is about winning for everybody to support the Cancer Foundation.
The tournament has already raised more than $91,000 for the cause, and people can still donate. For more information and to donate, you can visit ottawacancer.ca.
Don't fear the dead, and don't fear me.
When we come back, a movie star's on-screen revival sparks debate over the use of artificial intelligence. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It's a toasty 22 degrees out there. A reminder to drivers, the Alexandra Bridge is closed to drivers this weekend as annual spring cleaning efforts get underway. It remains open to pedestrians and cyclists. The interprovincial bridge is set to reopen to vehicles at 6 o'clock Monday morning. Nice and hot out there today. It's even toasty in the studio, and I kind of love it. You see people out on patios, a lot of people out walking and biking. If you do want to get out for a walk along the Ottawa River pathway, you might want to think again. Take a look at these images. It's completely flooded right below Parliament Hill, but still beautiful weather out there. A lot of people out running and taking advantage as we are in the 20-degree range. It is not expected to last, though. I mentioned earlier in the show we do have rain in the forecast, and that's going to bring about 10 to 20 millimeters. More on that in just a bit. Out east, it's -3 degrees in St. John's. Still feeling like winter out there. Fredericton at 15, pretty warm compared to the rest of the surrounding communities. We're the hot spot right now in Ontario and Quebec. 24 degrees here in Ottawa, 15 in Toronto, 11 in Windsor. As we look out west, it's -1 in Winnipeg. And it just seems like, again, winter isn't ending in some parts of the country. 1 degree in Regina, 4 in Saskatoon. 12 in Edmonton and 14 degrees in Vancouver. We've got them beat in Vancouver by about 10 degrees right now, if you can believe it. We're expecting those showers tonight, again, up to 20 millimeters. A lot of people in those flood warning regions keeping a close eye on that rain. Tomorrow's high around 7 degrees by the afternoon. It says there's a chance of flurries or showers. Don't expect that to stick in the Ottawa Valley, but it is going to be notably cooler for tomorrow. 1 degree tonight and then 5 tomorrow afternoon. Along the Seaway, 7 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. So a pretty significant temperature swing, as you can see on the 7-day, and that's going to continue into Monday. 2 degrees is the high on Monday. So about 20-degree difference from where we are today and even yesterday. So blessed for the weekend and getting back to what we're used to for the work week. Single digits until we get to Wednesday. A Quebec man is being hailed as a hero for saving 5 people from a burning building in Montreal. As CTV's Denise Roberts reports, he just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
This is what DJ Stacy saw as he was driving home from work.
I seen the black smoke in the sky, so I knew in a neighborhood like this, it's going to be bad.
It wasn't on his usual route home to Ganawage. Heavy traffic forced him to take the detour through LaSalle. The former peacekeeper saw a car on fire and knew he had only minutes to act.
Started running up the stairs here and banging on the doors and trying to get everybody out of the building safely.
Get out of the apartment! While many were able to escape on foot, he says he spotted an elderly woman on the balcony, frozen with fear.
I just came running up, held my breath, and went over the fire and picked her up and carried her down the stairs.
He also helped 4 others escape. Once everyone was safe, Stacy made his way to Ganawage, where he was treated for smoke inhalation.
They brought me into the ambulance right away, and they gave me oxygen because they're like, you have smoke in your lungs.
A spokesperson for the Montreal Fire Department says the cause of the fire was a cigarette butt in a garbage can.
It took firefighters 2 hours to bring the blaze under control, and 2 families lost their homes. Stacy's heroic feat made it to his local community paper and soon spread online. He has since come back to the scene and met the woman he saved.
She started to cry, and she was tears of joy, knowing that I saved her life.
Neighbor Cheryl Fielding witnessed the fire and says the outcome could have been much worse.
I'm so grateful and happy that he did go into the smoke and pulled her out. Very, very happy.
And now finding out more about the stranger who saved her makes her emotional.
It's all about luck and timing, because I don't know if anybody would have had the courage to go in there, even seconds after I saw him pulling her out. It was awesome.
An unexpected detour that made a difference. Denise Roberts, CTV News.
Well, the claim from the makers of a new Hollywood film that their star pulled off an award-worthy performance is stirring up fresh debate. And that's because late actor Val Kilmer's role in the film was entirely generated by artificial intelligence. CTV's Andrew Johnson has this story on the new trailer launching an ethical debate.
Val Kilmer, as you've never seen him or any actor before in a major Hollywood role, recreated with AI after his death.
Don't fear the dead, and don't fear me.
After Kilmer was cast in the movie As Deep as the Grave, he became too sick to shoot his scenes. Now, just a year after Kilmer died at age 65 following a long battle with throat cancer, a technological and cinematic achievement portraying the actor at different ages.
It's a very artistic process and a patient process where we build this character that he would have played. And working with his family, this is where we use family photographs, we use voice recordings.
Kilmer's family gave their permission and his estate has been compensated. But the digital creation is raising new questions about the ethical use of AI.
I'm not in love with this, I have to tell you. The first words we see him say in the trailer are, "Don't fear the dead and don't fear me." And the movie's called As Deep as the Grave. It feels exploitive to me.
Writers and actors went on strike in 2023 demanding safeguards against AI. The filmmakers say they met all Screen Actors Guild guidelines and the union signed off on the project. And this isn't the first time Kilmer's performance has been augmented by artificial intelligence. After his voice was damaged during cancer treatment, AI was used to digitally alter it for his appearance in 2022's Top Gun Maverick.
One last thing. Who's the better pilot? You or me?
The digital likeness of Kilmer appears on screen for more than an hour. It's the latest example of the line between reality and AI becoming very blurry and, for many, increasingly uncomfortable. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
Well, it's a great day for anyone looking to pick up some unique antiques here in the capital. The Bytown Antique and Vintage Sale took over the Nepean Sportsplex from 9 to 3 today. Everything from vintage furniture, silverware, bottle caps, and everything in between was on hand.
Timing is everything. Here's Jenner as she looks across, takes the shot herself.
Coming up, we check in on the Ottawa Charge, looking to make their own playoff push this afternoon against the Sirens. We'll recap their matchup from TD Place Arena. The Ottawa Rock and Gem Show is underway this weekend at the EY Centre. From crystals and fossils to gemstones and jewelry, the popular event is a one-stop shop for all collectors. It's on until 8 o'clock tonight, and it will return tomorrow from 10 until 5. Well, soccer fans are gearing up for Canada's first game of the World Cup on home turf in Toronto. So we thought you should get to know the team, and CTV's chief anchor and senior editor Omar Sachedina recently sat down with head coach Jesse Marsch.
He was just weeks into the job as head coach when he led Canada to a thrilling run at the Copa America.
Di Maria finds Messi, a little chomp inside.
A clash with Lionel Messi. And a proud fourth-place finish. Now Jesse Marsch is counting down to the next big battle and a chance to show the world again what Canada's made of.
The overwhelming feeling that we have as a team is that we're ready. We're ready for this.
Being ready also means preparing for the unexpected.
We've had a lot of injuries over the past 6 months, 9 months. So that part has meant that it's been a little bit difficult to have the first group or the idea of the first group together all the time. But we've also, through that, established a lot of new younger players as part of the player pool and guys that we can count on.
The other wild card, who will start in goal? The established Maxime Crépeau or Dane St. Clair, a rising star.
Pretty rare in soccer not to have a starting goalie. What sort of things are you looking at to make that determination?
Man, this is a tough one, right? I think both Max and Dane have done a great job to establish themselves as important goalkeepers in our program. But look, in the end, I feel like I can't make a wrong decision. And for the most part, I'm always thinking about that conversation that I'm going to have with one of them to tell them that they're not going to be the starting goalkeeper for the World Cup. And that's not something I look forward to.
Marsch, an American born in Wisconsin, hasn't hesitated championing his adopted home, even if it has meant publicly criticizing his president, with this resounding message recently.
Lay off the ridiculous rhetoric about Canada being the 51st state. As an American, I'm ashamed, right, of the arrogance and disregard that we've shown one of our historically oldest, strongest, and most loyal allies.
Why was that so important for you to weigh in on that political debate?
I felt like I was positioned in a very unique situation where being an American and representing the nation of Canada, I thought that there was a lot of unfairness being shown, frankly, cruelty being shown to the Canadian community. And I felt like, as an American, I felt a responsibility to stand up and say what I thought was right.
A fierce duty the father of 3 also has towards his family. Next month will mark 5 years since his wife Kim was diagnosed with breast cancer. She's now in remission.
What has her journey taught you about life?
To really live in the moment, appreciate the moment, and make sure that we cherish every day. And so that part, I think I've even taken with me as a coach. Like, I don't take anything for granted. I don't know how long I'm going to be a coach. I don't know how long I'm going to be the Canadian national team coach. I just try to represent that the right way every day, to enjoy it and to go after it with everything I have.
Passion that clearly permeates every part of his life, on the pitch and off. Omar Sachedina, CTV News, Toronto.
In tonight's big picture, the Lyrid meteor shower is expected to light up the night sky this week. The annual celestial event is getting a boost this year from a dim crescent moon. NASA says sky watchers could see 10 to 20 shooting stars per hour during the peak, which is Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. The shower will be visible across the globe, but the best views are in the northern hemisphere. Meteor showers happen when the Earth plows through debris debris trails, I should say, left behind by space rocks. Turning now to some other stories you need to know, and they're all sports. It's do or die for the Ottawa 67s tonight, taking on the Colts in Barrie.
Still with it, trying to make a play. Gets it back to Morelli. Morelli with a lady score!
Ottawa dropped Game 4 at home Thursday night. The Colts are looking to close this second series out at home tonight. Puck drop in this game is set for just after 7 o'clock.
Success, not sit back on those leads. Savalainen!
A crucial game for the Ottawa Charge today as well, as the team looks to hold on to a playoff spot with the season winding down. This afternoon, they took down the New York Sirens in style.
Raptors down by 5. Here's B.I. backing in on Struess. All night, all day. B.I. mid-range.
A tough start to the Toronto Raptors in their first round series against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA playoffs. This is the Raps' first time in the postseason since the 2021-22 season, but Cleveland takes this game one. The final score of 126-113. RJ Barrett leading Toronto's scoring charge. He had 24 points. The Raps get a chance at redemption Monday night in Cleveland. Tip-off for that game is set for 7 o'clock.
He flips the stick a couple times. G, backhand pass, a twister, they score. It's 1-0. Ottawa on a goal by.
That was a great start in the final game of the regular season for Ottawa's top professional team in lacrosse. The Black Bears are in action as we speak. They're on the road taking on the Halifax Thunderbirds, and this is a huge game for Ottawa. They are still fighting for their first playoff berth in franchise history. A win, and they're in. The score right now, 2-2, right at the start of the second quarter.
Out for Bradley Cameron, fail, low-driven rebound! Gauthier makes it 3 for the Cavs!
Atletico Ottawa will look to bounce back tomorrow afternoon in Montreal. The team is taking on the Canadian Premier League's newest club, that's Supra du Québec, at 2 o'clock. Atletico is 0-2 to start the season.
Easily 60 and 70 they're going, and it's almost like it's a racetrack now.
Just ahead, we revisit this story. New data from the city showing drivers are speeding in school zones since speed cameras were turned off by the province. We'll be right back.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
It is time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Kicking it off with a fun one, the Ottawa Doll Show and Sale. This is tomorrow at the Jim Durrell Recreation Centre from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And if you have a doll lover or doll collector in your life, or you are one, make sure you are there checking it out. It features vintage, antique, and popular dolls from all different eras, like Barbie and American Girl, and lots more. Admission is a $5 donation to Youville Centre, Ottawa, and kids 12 and under get in for free. Also on the list today, music lovers, there are still a few tickets left for the Celtic Women, a new era tour at the new Hard Rock Live venue tomorrow night. Since its debut in 2005, Celtic Women has become literally a global music phenomenon. It blends Ireland's rich heritage with contemporary sounds. It's going to bring centuries of tradition, featuring dancers, bagpipers, and traditional Celtic instruments. Don't forget, this is a 19+ event. Lots more to do this weekend around Ottawa. Check the full list and all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Well, in case you missed it this week, new data from the city shows a drastic increase in the number of drivers speeding through school zones since photo radar cameras went dark. The city collected this data at 8 of the original speed camera locations in school zones. Before the cameras were removed last fall, just 13% of drivers were speeding, but 3 months after they were removed, that number jumped to 59%. CTV's Leah LaRocque has that story.
It's getting faster and faster on Smythe Road, and Janelle Moyle is noticing it.
Well, I have a son at Vincent Massey, and we're definitely worried about the lack of speeding cameras, that because there was a speeding camera there before and now there's not.
More drivers exceeding the posted limits in areas where photo radar used to nab speeders since the Ford government turned off the cameras in November.
And I think that because we know that it's no longer a factor, I think that drivers take advantage of it, and it doesn't really matter how fast they go.
City data from the 8 original cameras shows only 17% of drivers followed the speed limit before speed cameras were installed. That jumped to nearly 90% compliance with speed cameras. But 3 months after the cameras went dark, that number took a stark drop to only 41%, less than half.
It's almost like it's a racetrack now. That's how I'm feeling, yeah.
So what can the city do to get drivers to slow down? They will be installing big signs that remind drivers that they are in a school zone. And the province says they will be giving one-time funding to the city of Ottawa of about $24 million to use on safety enhancements on roads where speed cameras used to be.
We need to change the culture of driving in general around schools, and we need people to slow down. And the only way to make that really work, it's not going to be a sign, a speed hump, or a blinking light. It's going to be police enforcement.
While Premier Doug Ford has called speed cameras a cash grab, the opposition doesn't agree.
They kept kids safe. The Premier ripped them out. Kids, seniors, they're not as safe as they were a year ago on our streets.
But on roads like this one in Canada, where a camera used to be, worry is only growing.
But now that they're gone, I'm not sure if, I doubt that they're paying attention at all.
They'll speed up and actually just drive around other cars that are also waiting to turn.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
The NHL set a league-wide attendance record with more than 23 million people attending games this season.
Suzuki, a step, Caulfield,
The Montreal Canadiens led the league by selling out every game at the Bell Centre, but the question is, for the rest of Canada, will people be cheering for the Canadiens with the NHL playoffs beginning today? And we heard from fans right across the country that said, yeah, they won't be, at least not in the postseason.
Go Oilers, honestly. Connor McDavid, he's the greatest hockey player currently.
Well, I guess Senators would be closest to here, yeah?
The Oilers.
Why?
Because they are in Canada.
Montreal Canadiens.
Why?
I've been cheering for them for almost 50 years.
I don't know, the Oilers? Edmonton? Yeah, probably.
Montreal. Montreal's my team this year. I want them to go all the way.
So some Canadiens fans. There was a Angus Reid poll that says about 45% of Canadians are cheering for Montreal, with Edmonton at 34%. Just 15% of hockey fans will be cheering for the Sens. Well, with warmer weather we've been feeling lately, gardeners are getting excited about the new planting season. The question is, with a drop in temperature coming, is it too early to start to dig in? CTV's Christine Long has more.
Urban Seedling Garden Centre in Verdun is open for the season. Sean Manning says, plant your frost-resistant crops now, like kale and bok choy.
Itching to get into the ground. You plant these today, in a month, you'll be harvesting bok choy.
He says when the temperature drops, covering your garden at night will protect it.
Will give me a little buffer of about 3 degrees. It's called a floating row cover. It's like a little blanket for the veggies.
Manning says planting in the spring and again in the summer gets the most out of our growing season, no matter how big or small your garden is.
You might be gardening on a balcony. You may only have enough space for a bag or a small bed or a small box, or maybe you're doing something vertical. It's important to be able to maximize that as much as possible.
Beautiful spring bloomer, wild columbine.
Corinne Hagland of Jardin Buzz recommends indigenous plants because they're hardy and, like agastache, attract pollinators.
It's really tough. It grows like a champ. And the great thing about this plant is if you've got a vegetable garden, this is just going to welcome bees to your garden. So you're going to get even more productivity from your garden by planting Anise hyssop. So I recommend it. Agastache, it's a great one.
Cucumbers are up 43% year to year.
If the price of vegetables in the store has you planning a garden, be aware of the startup costs, says Sylvain Charlebois.
You want to commit to several years. Because if you do it for 1 year, it becomes very expensive per tomato or per cucumber. But the other thing that people may want to consider are community gardens. Community gardens will offer you all the equipment you need.
Yet, community gardens are so popular. The City of Montreal's website says you can add your name to the waiting list of one location of your choice. Or you can hire Urban Seedling to start your garden for you.
I love gardening. I love eating. I love cooking.
A dip in temperature won't dampen that kind of joy. Christine Long, CTV News.
Almost every single time I've ever had it, I've had people lined up from about 1 o'clock in the morning, which is crazy.
Still to come, it is National Record Store Day with vinyl enthusiasts celebrating the culture, artists, and thousands of independent stores around Canada. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Ottawa put on a one-of-a-kind fashion show featuring some of Ottawa's most fashionable celebrities at Fashion for Futures Ottawa. Move 100's Sophie and Jeff served as last night's MCs over at the Canadian Museum of Nature. All the funds raised go to providing life-changing support and mentor matches for youth in Ottawa and Renfrew County communities. Well, today is National Record Store Day, and across Canada, music lovers are flocking to local shops to scoop up some of their favorite albums on vinyl, a format that refuses to go out of style. Here's CTV's Chris Campbell.
Ahead of Record Store Day, you'll find familiar scenes, long lines, rare records, and dedicated collectors. But inside some Windsor shops, the experience is starting to look a little different.
I want people in Japan and New York to say, oh, I've heard about this place.
At Going Through Vinyl, the rush begins early.
Almost every single time I've ever had it, I've had people lined up from about 1 o'clock in the morning, which is crazy.
But instead of digging through crates, some customers are searching a different way.
It has all the track listings.
Owner Jason Hoffer has spent years building a custom database system to track his inventory, helping customers find records in seconds.
You have it, boom.
The system can even compare multiple versions of the same album, giving buyers more choice faster.
We live in a time where data is important, where people want to find stuff. We're living in the modern age where we have these tools, and people that don't adapt and don't try to provide excellent service, I think will fall behind.
But across town, the traditional experience is still very much alive.
Oh, there we go.
At Dr. Disc, it's all about the hunt.
You never know what you're going to find, just the people you meet. It's a fun vibe.
Record Store Day brings exclusive releases and big crowds.
Like, it's the busiest day of the year, like, for sure. Like, it beats Christmas.
For many, it's not just about what you buy, but how you find it.
Well, just the tactile, feel, I suppose, and like just the art. I mean, people love the art and just owning a thing.
Back at Going Through Vinyl, Hoffer says even with new tools, the goal is the same.
And I want that to be the best experience that they ever have.
Whether it's old school crate digging or new school searching, the love of vinyl is what keeps customers coming back.
It's nice to put away the phone, get away from the blue light at night, spend time with the family, and live truly analog.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
If you're looking for analysis from the top dog, look no further. This Corgi's got you covered for the NHL playoffs. We'll have details straight ahead. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It's still 22 degrees out there right now.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top local stories we're following right now.
Go Sens, go! Go Sens, go!
Lots of energy. The Sens open up their first round Stanley Cup playoff series this afternoon, but the Hurricanes take game 1. 2-0 is the final.
We'll never know, so just hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Well, he said it best, preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. Parts of Eastern Ontario and Quebec are bracing for potential flooding this weekend as water levels rise.
Obliged to do it, even though the prices are higher and higher every day since like a month ago.
And the never-ending roller coaster of fluctuating gas prices. Ottawa drivers saw another jump at the pump today, but there's some relief expected early next week. Rain in the forecast as well, so for everyone that is watching closely for those potential flood waters, that is something to keep in mind. About 10 to 20 millimeters by the time we get into tomorrow morning. Getting up to a daytime high tomorrow of 7 degrees, so a real cool down. That'll continue into Monday. 2 degrees is the high, 5 on Tuesday. We won't be getting back to the 20-degree mark, at least not in the next 7 days. So I hope you enjoyed this weekend, because it sure was nice. Time now to check in to see what our news team will be working on for tonight. Kimberly Fowler's here.
Yeah, we'll be watching the weather for Eastern Ontario, and we'll also be heading back to the annual Black Tie fundraising event, raising tens of thousands of dollars for the Roger Nielsen Children's Hospice. This is a live look here at Maddie's Gala. It was created 17 years ago to honor the late Maddie Otto. The gala is also a fundraiser for pediatric respite and palliative care home at Chio. Now, our Patricia Boyle, she is serving once again as MC this year. We'll have more from the Brook Street Hotel right throughout the evening. And you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
Thank you for that, Kim. We'll be looking forward to that, of course. And this one's fun because I love dogs and I love hockey. So the Stanley Cup playoffs, they're underway. The betting odds, well, their favorite pup is back and making predictions.
Yes, Air Corgi and her owner have posted their picks for round one.
Off to a good start.
Yeah,
there
we
with
like
the
that
Sens.
one, right?
Yeah, we do. I mean, they got to pick it up a little on Monday for game 2. But yeah, this is fun. And I feel like she does this every year, right?
Yeah.
NBA, NFL.
All the big sports games she does. And she likes the Canadian team. She's got the Canadians, she's got the Edmonton Oilers and the Sens all going through.
Well, let's hope for it.
Yes.
The Sens are the underdog, so let's keep that in mind. But I think they can do it.